Okay, I'm going to share the welcome screen.
Yeah, I think once we start the live, we can't. Yeah, you can.
ఇది కదా మై టాక్.
Sir, I'm joining again because there's an issue along with my video. Okay.
Just how to communicate through text only, ma. Okay.
Can I now play the audio?
Yes, please.
All
Satya,
right.
we can go live. Over to you, Krishna.
Thank you. Namaste and a hearty good evening to all of you who are with us today. Welcome to Utsahin, the Awakening Hearts, a platform created under the banner Utsahin to foster collective human harmony and well-being. It will focus on the topics of heartfulness, love, compassion, and universal peaceful coexistence. It is a divine opportunity to welcome Swami Shitikantanandaji Maharaj today, who is here to bless us. Welcome, Swamiji. And it is my privilege to welcome Shri A.S. Murthy Garu, who has kindly accepted to grace us with his presence today. Welcome, sir. I now request Sai Charan to take over and introduce our guests. Thank you, Sai Charan. Over to you.
Thank you, Prasannaji, for the magnificent start to the occasion. I'm glad to take this opportunity to introduce our profound guest of the day. Firstly, our revered Swami Shitikantanandaji Maharaj, Director, Vivekananda Institute of Languages, Ramakrishna Math, Hyderabad. Inspired by Swami Vivekanandaji's message that service to man is service to God, Swamiji joined the order in 1997 in our own Hyderabad center and continued to serve the Hyderabad Math even after his Sannyasa Diksha in the year 2006. Swamiji has been rendering his services in various departments of the Math, served in the publications, health center, and is now the director of Institute of Languages. Highly well-read, Swamiji has a very deep understanding of scriptures, Upanishads, and Vedantic philosophy. With his genuine concern for common man and the spiritual upliftment, Swamiji is a constant source of inspiration and guidance to the various devotee groups. Volunteering organizations, Swamiji conducts regular classes on mind and its control, meditation, personality development, and spreading the cultural and spiritual ethos of India, and application of Vedantic principles in day-to-day life. Thank you, Swamiji, for joining us to bless the occasion. Next, the guest of honor, a special guest, A.S. Murthy Garu. He is called by his colleagues as ASM, the ex-CTO of Tech Mahindra, who he brings proven expertise in overseeing global delivery, nurturing customer relationships, leading business units, and spearheading the strategic use of human resources for competitive advantage. During Feb to June 2009, he has been the CEO at Satyam. An electric engineer from NIT Warangal, ASMG is recognized for cultivating the culture of each associate, believing he or she is a leader, enabling ordinary people to extraordinary things. He's an ardent follower of Art of Living principles, Brahmakumaris, and Vedanta principles. He also follows Bhagavad Gita and Sri Ramakrishna. Thank you for making this moment a memorable one. Yeah. Next, the light symbolizes brightness and prosperity. It removes the forces of darkness and gives us positivity. In spiritual world, light means life. So we can also think of light as giving us new direction in life. With this noble thought, I welcome our esteemed guest of the day to join us for the virtual lighting of the lamp. I welcome our Utsahin Ram sir to recite the prayer and make this day more brighter and amazing.
Sangachatvam samvadatvam sambho manamsi janata. Sangachatvam samvadatvam sambho manamsi janata. देवाभागं यथा पूर्वे देवाभागं यथा पूर्वे सञ्जानन उपासते देवाभागं यथा पूर्वे सञ्जानन उपासते समानो मन्त्रः समितिः समानी समानं मनः सह चित्तमेषाम् समानं मन्त्रमभिमन्त्रयेवा समानेन वो हविषाजुहोमि समानीव आकुतिः समाना हृदयानिवः समानमस्तु ॐ मनो यथा वः सुसहासति समानीव आकुतिः समाना हृदयानिवः समानमस्तु ॐ मनो यथा वः सुसहासति
Thank you, Raghuram sir, for such an amazing start. The concept of Utsahin has a resemblance of this wonderful thought and a question. Why are you knocking at every other door? Go knock at the door of your own heart. My statement might just give a glimpse. To explain us more in detail what this platform is, I would like to welcome our Utsahin Anirbanshi to present the concept Utsahin Awakening Hearts. Anirban sir, over to you.
Thank you, Charan, for the kind introduction. As all of you are aware, any great initiative begins with an intent, and that intent then gets supplemented with determination and efforts. Utsahin, the Awakening Hearts, thus arose with an intent to have people of the Utsahin community connect heart to heart so that we all understand the spirit of unity, the spirit of being one. Towards this, Sri Ram Reddy Garu had started off with an intent of starting a separate platform along with the umbrella of Utsahin activities, which will promote activities of the heart. And in this regard, we present to you the Awakening Hearts Preamble. This platform fosters goodwill, empathy, warmth, understanding of universal human values, and mutual growth, with maintaining harmony with all of existence. It focuses on enhancing the quality of life of every individual. And not only that, it extends this across the family, relations, society, ecosystem, and existence at large. It begins with the nurturing of the self so as to build an appreciation and an adherence to human values in every individual. It then focuses on overcoming differences and helping individuals connect with everyone and everything. It's not just restricted to human beings, it also goes across to the entire animal, plant, and the non-living kingdoms. It is about experiencing oneness and to spread that power of positive vibration. It's about ensuring each of us live a sustainable, peaceful coexistence with all of nature. This platform was foreseen with the purpose to inculcate and spread the sense of universal harmony, which cuts across 4 disciplines: harmony in one's own self, harmony in all our relationships, harmony with our society and our ecosystem, and harmony with all of nature and existence. It will be very obvious to us to note that each of us at different points of our lives live either instinctively and intuitively, or we are more rational and curious, and sometimes we're more compassionate and serene. This platform enhances the competence of being compassionate and being serene. This dimension, when rightly built, will ensure that we can live in harmony with all of existence, which is the larger goal of the platform. The channel of doing this will be our monthly gatherings, where activities shall promote about building harmony within the self, building harmony with our family and our relationships, building harmony with our society and the environment that we live in, and finally, striving for harmony in all of existence. The focus will be around the universal human values, with trust being the foundation value that will be built, followed by respect, affection, care, guidance, reverence, glory, gratitude, and finally, the complete value, which is love. When we focus on these 9 human values, we tend to become more and more peaceful within our own selves and harmonious with nature. So that being the process of what we do here at the Awakening Hearts, I would now hand it back to our host. Thank you, Charan. Over to you.
Now, without any ado, I would like to welcome our Utsahin Nagaraju Garu to present the resemblance of our logo.
Yeah, thank you, Charan. And the first part of the logo represents groundedness. As we see, the symbol represents infinity. It stands for simplicity and humility while being grounded. It is radiant and symbolizes positive vibrations. The infinity represents infinitude, the unlimited human potential. The second part shows the ever-present heart. Heartfulness is acknowledging, accepting, and appreciating all other beings out of compassion. A connectedness that shows how we are all one and must thus be giving the forgiving. Essentially, exhibits the loving nature of the self. The inner part represents the blossoming lotus, like structure, symbolizing awareness of the consciousness that awakened by the heart is serene and ever blossoming to unite with all. True to the spirit of the Awakening Hearts, the logo represents our purpose of finding the true harmony. Thank you. Yeah. Now over to you, Charan.
Thank you, Nagaraju sir. Now the time has come for the big moment. It's my pleasure to welcome both the guests, Rev.Swami, Shitikantanandaji, Maharaj, and ASMG to announce the logo launch of Utsahin, the Awakening Hearts. I would like to welcome Ramreddy sir and the whole team of Utsahin to join the moment.
Yeah, please release the logo, please.
Please release the logo. It's good.
This is definitely a day to remember. I'm privileged and proud to be part of this wonderful moment. Special thanks to our esteemed guests to make this for making this moment possible. I consider it as great honor to welcome our guest of the day, Rev.Swami Shri Shitikantanandaji Maharaj, to bless us with his words.
I'm very happy to be part of this program today. So definitely it's a very noble initiative by noble human beings, I must say. It's a great idea. You have started this, initiative at the right time. Today, the biggest problem in the world is our inability to get along with fellow human beings. We have been telling in our culture all through that actually world is one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Our philosophy, Advaita, says there is the same divinity in every being, not just in every human being, the matter in every being. So the difference between being and being, the difference between animal and human being, and the difference between one human being and another human being is only in the degree of manifestation of the divine. There is nothing like devil and God. It is only a lesser God and greater God. So once you classify something as devil and something as divine, then actually the play goes on. You will never be able to integrate with the other life completely. There will be some discord, there will be some disharmony. But once you know that the difference between one individual and another individual, one being and another being, is only in the degree of manifestation of the divinity. As Swami Vivekananda rightly puts it, the difference between mollusk, the difference between amoeba and Buddha is only in the degree of manifestation. In amoeba, that divinity is manifesting in a dim, very dim fashion, whereas in Buddha it found full expression. That's the only difference. And he defines amoeba as involved Buddha and Buddha as evolved amoeba. So fundamentally, all life is one. This has been our message. Our rishis have been giving us this message all through the ages. Now we have to send this message across to the entire world, because actually today the kind of weapons that we have accumulated, the countries all over the world. If a country becomes prosperous economically, the first thing the country is doing, it tries to accumulate more weapons. So ultimately the weapons will be handled by a human being. We know the First World War, Second World War, how they all started as small, skirmishes and later on escalated into full-time wars. So with the kind of weapons that we have amassed and we have accumulated, if Third World War were to happen, then we don't know where we would be. As Albert Einstein, the great scientist, pointed out, I don't know with what weapons they are going to fight the Third World War, but Fourth World War, they will fight with stones and sticks, he said. So we have to remember the statement of this great scientist. There is only one country which actually has that moral authority, if you ask me, to integrate the whole mankind into one family. After all, we all, we are inhabiting the same earth. So one earth, one family. We are all one family. The geographical barriers are, this country nationalistic identity is only an administrative identity, in the sense that you can't actually govern the whole world as one single administrative unit. So we need to have multiple units because there are cultural variations, regional variation, economic differences. So one single, you can't make the whole world into one single administrative unit. But at heart, we all need to understand that we are all one mankind, one humanity. So we are all actually inhabiting one earth. So it's very important that idea must be there. Though actually this country, nationalistic identities will be there for administrative purposes. At the same time, every human being on the planet actually should understand that, should live in harmony at heart, that actually I am part of one mankind, I'm part of one big family that actually is inhabiting the earth. God has given us a beautiful earth. God actually considers us as one family, not just actually we human beings, all the other creatures also belong to God. And we are all actually, we all have the same divinity. The spark is there in all of us. In that way, actually, we are connected to our maker. But only thing is, we have to manifest the divine, and we have to understand that all the human beings belong to the same family. Vivekananda again and again said in his lectures that India, all through the ages, has never crossed its borders, annexed another country, never invaded another country, never tried to grow at the expense of other nations. My race, actually, my country has been a peacemaker all through the ages. And Swamiji said and he proudly declared that we have been trying to integrate the whole of the mankind for ages, and we should continue to do. Mahatma Gandhi also took great pride in that. That's the reason actually he adopted this non-violence as the method and the means for attaining independence. And somebody suggested that why can't we take weapons? Why can't we actually go for an armed struggle against the British? He said that there are so many countries, there were so many political movements which actually had taken up that kind of struggle. But I want India to actually wage a different kind of struggle and set an example to the rest of the world. So fighting with another human being, for whatever reason, for political or economic or social reason, for all saints actually it appears like savagery. For the sake of little political freedom, do I have to kill my fellow human being? So very evolution, very civilization. So civilization has to happen, and it will happen only when there is that love and there is that peace in human hearts. And further to come, for us to actually to be able to get along well with our fellow human beings, we need to have philosophy, and we have that philosophy of Advaita. You know, actually in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini. And he is the Pandit actually who can see the same divine, the same Lord existing in a Pandit, existing in a horse, in a elephant, in an elephant. The same divinity is existing in a dog and also dog meat eater. And he is actually, that's Samadarshitva. The Lord advocates there, Lord speaks of. And that will come only when we understand that the same, that divine spark is existing and is shining through all the forms that we see across the world. It's a very noble initiative. I congratulate all the great people and the good people. I could understand that very thought. I mean, it's great that it occurred to you that the need of the hour is to integrate human being with human being, and there need to be more love and more compassion. We have two things in our being. One is intellect and another is heart. Intellect actually is it's a dissecting instrument, as Sadhguru Jagi Vasudevji keeps telling. It separates man from to man. Today, actually, the education system is such where you become very intelligent being, very smart human being. Academically, you're brilliant, but you can't get along with others. You can't integrate yourself with others. So the focus is so much on intellect and cultivation of the intellect, but there is very little focus on the heart. So we should help the children in schools actually to integrate with other human beings, selfless service, all other things actually. We need to initiate. We need to tell them actually. We need to help them nurture their feeling more, heart more. And Jesus says in the Bible, out of the fullness of the heart, the mouth speaks. Once the heart is full, okay, you don't have to cultivate your intellect actually. The best of the things will flow out of you, will come out of you. Swami Vivekananda said that all the great things that I have achieved in my life, I have not achieved through my brain, through the power of brain, but through the power of heart. So it's very important that Buddha also had said the same thing. So it's very important that actually we help the human beings to nurture their feeling. Today, actually, there is school distribution is focused so much on academics and so much on cultivation of the intellect. So individuals have the sharpest of the intellects, but narrowest of the art. And what will happen? The smart individual, the intelligent individual will exploit his fellow human beings. Of course, under the law, you cannot directly exploit human beings, but indirectly you will exploit. Ultimately, this is happening. So unless and until you change at heart, there is no way actually we can live in peace and harmony. Battles are not happening today actually across the geographical boundaries, but the battles are happening within the four walls of the family, because too much of crystallized individuality, the heart actually expansion, ability to observe other human beings as part of myself, that's a lacking in. So I must say that it's a great initiative, a noble initiative. I congratulate all the great people actually who have come forward to start an organization like Utsahin. I congratulate Rama Garu. I congratulate, see Prasanna Garu. Raghuramji wonderfully sang that Sangachadvam, that actually we all should coexist as one, humanity. So as a Sangha, actually the idea of Sangha is that we are human Sangha, Mano Sangha. One earth, it is all, we are all one family. So Vasudhaiva Kutumbakamu. So our Prime Minister also, Honorable Prime Minister also keeps telling on international platforms, we need to say it more because it's all the more needed now. We should integrate the whole mankind into one family. That will be our job, the responsibility of Indians. We alone can do that because the kind of diversity that exists in India is nowhere there in the world. And with all this kind of diversity, the religious diversity, linguistic diversity, and cultural diversity, we have been living together. And so India sets a great example for the rest of the world to emulate and follow with the kind of values that we have, with the kind of life that we have led over the centuries. If we can integrate the whole world into one family, then there will be peace for every human being. Then we'll be able to prevent wars also. So the danger is always there, but ultimately, whatever may be the technology that is handled by few people, because there are countries where actually authoritarian regimes are there. So if that individual, if he's an egoistic individual, and if he wants to settle scores with his neighbor or some other country, and just wants to have, warlust could come to any heart, and we don't know. So it's very important. So nobody thought that a Second World War would go for that far actually when it happened. So all the technology, the best of the things actually today are going to make the weapons. And so with these kinds of weapons that we have, if we don't integrate man with man, integrate individuals of one nation with the individuals of another nation, there is a great danger for all of us. So it's a great initiative, noble initiative. I don't know how many of you really know. The scope is very great for you all, great people, to work. So I wish all the best for all the people who have come forward to start an organization of this kind. May the divine, may Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Vivekananda and Holy Mother Sarada Devi bless you all. I'm extremely grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to share a few of my ideas with you. All the best. Again, thank you once.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your wonderful work of enlightenment. Next, I would like to welcome our next dignitary and our special guest, Shri A.S. Murthy Garu, to share his insights.
Thank you very much, Shri Sai Charan Garu. Thanks, my dear friend Anirban, for giving me this opportunity. I am extremely delighted to follow the great set of messages that were just given to all of us by revered Swamiji, Shitikantanandaji, Maharajji. Maharajji, thank you very much. Motivated by your talk, I would like to begin with a couple of Telugu poems that were translated by the great Bammira Potanaji of Bhagavatam. Yavvaniche janinchu, jagam evvani lopali nundu లీనమై, యవ్వని ఎందుడిందు, పరమేశ్వరుడెవ్వడు, మూల కారణంబెవ్వడు, అనాది మధ్య లయుడెవ్వడు, సర్వము తానయైన వాడెవ్వడు, వానిని ఆత్మభువన్ ఈశ్వరునే శరణంబు వేడదన్. ఇందు కలడు అందు లేడు అను సందేహము వలదు, చక్రి సర్వోపగతుండు, ఎందెందు వెదకి చూచిన అందందే కలడు చక్రి దానవాగ్రణి వింటే. This is from Prahalada Charitra. This is to say that each and every part and particle of the entire universe is filled with the divine power. As long as we remember that truth, the true nature of ourselves, who we truly are, then everything will be a divine thing. Everything would be infinite heaven. All human beings in this world want happiness and peace of mind. If you ask any human being, how much happiness you want? Oh, there is no limit, unlimited. When do you want happiness? When? Always. Eternal happiness, unlimited happiness, unbounded happiness. So this is what each and every human being wants. Is it possible? Is it possible to be in that kind of a state of mind where peace of mind and happiness are unlimited and eternal? My answer is yes, a definite yes, as long as we know who we truly are. This is an important thing. People may call it spirituality. In my opinion, without spiritual background, without spiritual knowledge, without getting a good answer to the question of who am I really? Am I this body? Am I this mind? Am I this intelligence? Who am I? What is the so-called thing called spirit? What is this thing called Atma? Unless we have a very clear understanding of this, which will take all the way that we don't need to be limited by this small body, small set of thoughts, mind, intelligence, intellect. These are all limited. Our existence in that case would be truly limited. And there will be a lot of pains and sufferings throughout these transactional things. So my request to all of you is just try to get some kind of spiritual knowledge. And Ramakrishna Mutt has been doing phenomenal things across the globe. In fact, in the last 2 to 3 years, I have been fortunate to hear hundreds of hours of lectures given by Swami Sarvapriyanandaji. Right now, Sarvapriyanandaji is in the United States, and all his lectures are so simple, very straightforward, and will give us a lot of extremely important things that are relevant to our lives. Then definitely we all can say, yes, we need to live, we can live a very happy, contented, and delightful life throughout, however much this body takes us to be. We are all busy doing a lot of actions. But these actions that we are doing every day, every minute, these are prompted by the words that we utter, and the words that we utter are prompted with the thoughts that we nurture. So thoughts leading to the words and words leading to actions. And repeated actions are the ones which we call habits, and those habits will define our character and ultimately our destiny. So everything roots back to the thoughts, what kind of a thoughts that we are getting. Here in this context, it is important to remember the thing called satsang. Satsang. All of us know, all of us can relate to that. This is in Telugu language, Sanskrit language, Hindi language, in almost all languages. Satsang, spending time with good people, people who enlighten us, people who talk good things, people who talk about the welfare of not just few people, but about the entire world. So we need to choose, we have choices. So as long as we have time, as long as we have an idea to spend time with people, try to spend time with the so-called, everybody knows good people, bad people, whatever it is. But in essence of the things, as Maharaj Ji also said, is in everybody there is divine. But at the transactional level, at the human level, we need to choose those people who propagate goodness, who cultivate love, who spread peace of mind everywhere. So try to choose those people, and you need to spend a lot of time. All of us need to spend the time. How long can we spend time with other people? We will get tired after some time. We come home and we are alone. At that point of time, if you are still energetic, how are you going to spend your time? One good thing is reading books. Again, what books? So spending time with good books is another satsang. There is no other human being, but that satsang is with the chosen books. After some time, you don't feel like reading a book also. You are all alone. And then the satsang is satsang with your thoughts. So thoughts, books, and the right people, and you have choices how you want to spend your time. And those things will determine your true character. And those things, those books you read, those people with whom you spend time, and those thoughts that you nurture ultimately make you a wonderful human being. I would like to heartily compliment and congratulate all the persons who have taken this initiative. Utsahin itself is a wonderful term, actually. Utsah, enthusiasm. And the awakening hearts, every word is carefully chosen here. Heart, awakening, Utsahin. These are really, truly remarkable set of words. Those words need to be put into action. I'm sure that in the days to come, weeks and months and years to come, you will have several interactions with the right set of people who will be able to really awaken you, enlighten you with those good thoughts, so that we will be able to reflect on those things and take our lives forward in order to reap the ultimate benefit of being peaceful, being happy all the time. Okay, it is just a question of balancing our professional lives with personal lives, plus ourself. That is, you have to allocate some portion of your time to take care of yourself, your thoughts, your deeds. Then you take care of your family, then you take care of your profession. You need to do balance to all the three. If you are only busy with professional work, ignoring family life, or you're taking care of family and ignoring professional life, or if you're taking care of professional life and personal life but ignoring yourself, then any of those things will lead to pain and suffering actually. So balancing of these three lives is important, and I wish in the coming weeks and months you will have several interesting sessions by eminent personalities to motivate you to do and achieve bigger and greater things, not only for yourself, but to help the humanity at large. Thank you once again for this opportunity. Namaste.
Thank you, ASMG, for your wonderful message. Now our team of Utsahin would like to share a positive message to the gathering and also the society as a whole. Firstly, I would like to welcome our Utsahin Karunakaji to share his message.
Hello. I am very glad. Take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Dream of it, think of it. Live on that idea. Let the brain, the body, muscles, nerves, every part of our body be full of that idea. And just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. And this is the way great spiritual giants are produced. This is what I would like to share with you. I am very much thankful to the team of Utsahin and others.
Thank you, Karunaka sir. Now I would like to request Geeta Lakshmi ma'am to share insights.
Pranam Swamiji and namaste all. As a teacher, I always hear the words like value addition, value inculcation, imbibing of values, curriculum based on values, and so many things. But I always felt that everything is in us, in our kids, in our family members. All the good, all the things are there. Only thing what we have to do is to awaken that feeling that what we really need and what we really need to do for this world. So once we are able to do that, actually we don't have to inculcate or add anything to anyone. It's all there in us, and if we are able to create an environment for all these things, we can really awaken the hearts. And I think Awakening Hearts by Utsahin, our team, is actually really the need of the hour. And plus, I feel that when we are able to do all these things, when we are able to create this type of environment to our children as teachers and as parents, the thing is really there is no need of any value addition programs. It will all happen automatically in all the human beings. So I quote Swami Vivekananda, who said that race awake, stop not till your goal is achieved. So all the best to Awakening Hearts and Utsahin. All the best to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your blessings and wishes. And I would like to request Rameshwar Reddy sir to share his message.
Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. Where there is a righteousness in the heart, there is a beauty in the character. When there is a beauty in the character, there is a harmony in the home. When the harmony in the home, the order of the nation is then when there is order in the nation, there's a peace in the world. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Utsahin, Awakening Hearts.
Thank you, Rameshwar sir, for the wonderful quotation. And I would like to request Aparna ji to share a message.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Just like to share two important messages, which I feel are very fundamental and very important if one has to lead a spiritual life and to find the essence of life. The great secret of true success or true happiness is that when a man or a woman who asks for no returns or who is perfectly unselfish are the most successful. That's one of the first thing that we do actions without any expectations. We do it out of compassion. And the second thing I would like to share is you have to grow from the inside out. None can teach you, none can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. Let us contemplate on this and begin our journey. And thank you for inviting me here today. All the best.
Thank you, Aparna ji. I would like to request our young mind of Utsahin Awakening Hearts, Anjali, to share a message.
Good evening, all, and which I felt is shine your soul with the same egoless humility as the rainbow. No matter where you go in this world or the next, love will find you, attend you, and bless you. Thank you to give me this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Team Utsahin, for the wonderful messages and the heartfelt connections. So now I would like to emphasize on our today's meeting and the logo launch, the launch of Awakening Hearts, and the wonderful messages from our guests. Firstly, our Swamiji has quoted some wonderful messages on how the world is one, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, how all life forms are one, on how how sending a positive message to the world is useful now. And he has reminded of we all being a human, we all human beings as one large family. And sir, your emphasis on how the divinity exists within us. And ACMG focused on, your message on understanding who we are, who am I, and why everyone has to get a spiritual knowledge, and how important it is being in a satsang, in a right gathering, and how we have to cultivate the right habits, inhibiting righteous thoughts. So I personally had a wonderful learnings from you both, sir, and thank you for gracing the occasion and blessing the occasion. And now the time has come to end the meeting. I would like to request our Ashwant, Utsahin Ashwant, to share the word of thanks.
Namaste, everybody. I feel immensely blessed to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion of conclusion of inaugural meet of Awakening Hearts e-launch. On behalf of Awakening Hearts, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Swami Shitikantanandaji Maharaj of Ramakrishna Order, Director of Institute of Languages, RK and guest of honor Shri A.S. Murthy ji, ex-CTO.Tech Mahindra, for gracing the occasion with their presence and also the accepting our invite. And also we would like to thank our Utsahins on this special occasion, the entire team and the Awakening Hearts for the spirit of Sangachatvam, the oneness, who have come together for making this Awakening Hearts event a successful one. And special thanks to our chief patrons, Rami Reddy Garu, for coming up with this idea, and Raghuram for supporting it, Raghuram Garu for supporting it, and Anirban Palji for getting it into a structure and format. And I would like to also thank the entire team who have worked relentlessly behind this whole event. I would also like to extend my happiness to the participants and viewers who have turned up for the meeting and have blessed us and supported us with all your appreciations. And I would also request them to join for our future meetings as well and show up the spirit of Sangachatvam. And also reaching out to you all would not have been possible without our media partners, TVASIA Telugu. So thank you so much for them. And also, last but not the least, I would like to thank the Almighty God for making things fall in its place. Thank you so much. Over to you, Charan.
The time has come to end these amazing moments with a Shanti mantra. I would like to request our Arunji to recite the prayer.
Please unmute yourself.
I think he has got some technical this thing. You can go with the Anjali. You can proceed.
Okay. I think he's in UK, so there's a network issue, sir.
Yeah, you can continue. You need not to wait.
Okay. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukbhag bhavet, ma kaschit dukbhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you.
Sangachatvam.
Sangachatvam. Together we march in harmony and unity.
Thank you.
Sangachatvam. Nirbanji, thank you, slide.